All right, listen up. It's 2:52 in the morning. Let me show you the phone here. See if you can see this. There it is. That's good enough. It's 2:53 in the morning. And the reason why I'm showing you why it's 2:53 in the morning, we are on a journey to get rich again. Now I know in some people's mind, rich may be millions of dollars, and it's always been in my mind. Of course, getting rich is having millions and millions and millions of dollars. But at the same time, sometimes you just don't get millions and millions and millions of dollars. Getting rich might actually just be what it is you really want out of life. As it's become trending now to lock in, but do you really lock in? Like I say, the time is 2:52 in the morning, and let's just say for some unstated reasons, I gotta be up at 6 o'clock anyway. So I'm up 4 hours early, and let me let you know now, I'm not up by choice. This is just what happens when you get yourself a mission, or let's just say if you're destined for something, it's just what happens. I'm up because I want to show you something on my board here. I want you to look at this. I'm still working on my light and sound and angles and yada yada yada, but I want to show you something. Look at this. Okay, is that the right board? That's the right one. Can't see it, so you know what? I'm gonna write it in black. So if you're on the show with me, I want to show you something. Watch this. This is what's already on the board, so you can see there are markings there. You just can't see what they are. But for the haters and non-believers out there, I am going to go ahead and snap a picture of it or video on my phone. You know what? Screw the haters out there. We're not trying to do anything to prove to them. Either you get something from the show or you don't, because guess what? I'm going to get it regardless. What's on this board in green marker here? It are potential properties as well as their the amounts of rental income I could make from them. And I wrote this on the board to as a means of guiding myself every day as to what I'm supposed to be doing. How many properties can I get? How many let's just say how many or how close am I going to get to the goal? So I'm going to write it in black now. Let's try blue. Can't find a black marker. We're gonna try blue. So we're gonna do some homework today, this morning live. Is what we're gonna do.
This will truly be the golden age of America. That's what we have
In fact, if you're gonna watch me work, how about I haven't learned how to put on music yet, but hey, get yourself some music and just watch this. Okay, so what I did was write down some. Let's see if I can show it to you. See that? That first one says guest house plus 3,000. That's gonna be on Airbnb, and then you got Lucky Street, it's a mobile home. You got Lot 24, that's another mobile home. You have Sanford Avenue, that's a house. You have Florida Airbnb. You have different properties, but let me show you this too. Let's look at total 10,675. That's with a Florida second home. We put another 3,000. And that was just net rental incomes. That means after you pay, excuse me. Yeah, after you pay the bills. Okay, and then here we had our goal here, 5,000 a monthly residual income by May 2027. Now, some of us getting rich again has nothing to do with, I won't say nothing to do with, but a good starting point is okay, well, it's not $1 million, but is it enough to allow you to live like you want to live? I think that's a very important number to figure out. And then that kind of takes the pressure off. Okay, I need to make $1 million, or if I fail, this person's gonna think that because I said this, yada yada yada. Well, you know what? I don't know. I mean, you reach a point in your life where should reach a point in your life where you just quit caring what people think, and I'm not gonna say unfortunately. Fortunately, sometimes you also outgrow those people around you, and it's time to leave them. Now, again, we've talked in the past about how extremely hard that's become because our cell phones are attached to our bank accounts, your emails are attached to your investment accounts, and one form or one slip up, it's over with. It's going to be extremely hard to get back into the account. You're going to have to send in all types of verifications, have to send in all types of letters and requests until you can get back in it. And so, in order to prevent doing so, you know, you're just gonna have to pray, which is basically what we're doing here at 3 o'clock in the morning now. Is we are praying to God. What am I supposed to be doing? We're back to the first shows, and you really can't get past those first part of the shows until it clicks. And this is how you know it's clicking, because before it starts to click, you're comfortable. Some people want to mistake it or assume, or even yourself assume that it's laziness, but it's not. You're just comfortable. And that's actually a good place to be in life if you are comfortable. If you like where you go every day to make your money, then these things don't apply to you. This conversation only applies to those who are tired of living the way that they're living. This is who this conversation applies to. Those who are tired of being treated by a system, or you know, particular, let's just say, individuals or groups or networks. You get tired of, let's just say, being handled, being pushed around, And it's not physically, it's nothing that you couldn't stand up for yourself, but they already know in order to stand up for yourself, you're gonna have to do something very, very drastic. You know, are we at that point is what you have to think about. That's the key here. At that point, are you ready to do what's drastic to change your life? Drastic, like I say, could be shredding your debit card. It could be closing up some accounts. It could be paying off some particular debts. I mean, I found out that there's some of us out there that has the answer to our problems. We're sitting on the money to the problem, the answer to the problem, yet we won't solve it. You hold on to the problem. Why are you holding on to it? Go ahead and solve the problem so you can find new solutions to other problems that might come later, but at least you don't have that particular problem no more. If you can solve the problem, solve the problem. Whatever it is, it's a whole bunch of debt. Hey, yeah, what we're trying to do is figure out how to get some more money so I can pay this off before I before I pay it off. And it's like, man, just go ahead and pay that thing off. Quit jerking around with it. Anywho, moving forward. So you're up at 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning. You gotta go to work at what, 7, 6, 5, whatever time you have to go to work, and you're tired of it. That's on one hand. On one hand, you could be dealing with what I'm dealing with right now, which is something I'm very familiar with. But again, it causes fatigue because it's just unnecessary. Let's just say you get into real estate and you decide, all right. And I know, some people out there, let's just say they have large portfolios, $600,000. That's nothing. And in essence, it is. But guess what? When you're single, you don't have any children, you don't have any debt, $600,000 is pretty good bit of money. It might not last your lifetime, but you can most certainly build upon it. But again, we come on the show, we go through life trying to beat what everybody else thinks, and you only have one brain, and you got to think it's 100 of them. So there's no need to do so. But anyways, yeah, 600,000 and 15,000 in income. What can you do with it? Will it let you sustain your lifestyle? Can you be okay? Can you pay all the bills and still have enough? Some of us want to paint all day. Some of us want to play the video game all day and go to the gym and do whatever else it is, whatever it is you want to do, whatever it is you like to do. Again, they're going to commoditize it and trend it and, package it and market it. I can't hate on them. I wish I could. I went to Family Dollar once and I seen fake poop for sale. Fake poop. And I'm like, who in the world would buy this? But apparently somebody's gonna buy it. Somebody's gonna buy it. They're making money from it somewhere else. They wouldn't be selling it. Anywho, moving on. These are just some of my thoughts at 3 a.m. The reason why I'm letting you into my mind a little bit. That's right. That's what we were talking about. The reason why I'm up at 3 o'clock in the morning. And that's simply because so I tried to buy this house here recently in Albany. I don't want to make my channel about race, but you just have to expose some things you have to deal with in your city. You have to make a choice if you want to expose those things or not. On one hand, you have to be a fair player, meaning, all right, may the highest bidder wins. So let's just say you apply for a property. You got the money, you make the best offer you can make, but it's just not good enough. Cash is going to beat you out each and every time. So again, on one hand, you're going to have to be a player at it. It's just going to have to be business savvy. That doesn't mean I couldn't get it if I didn't truly want it. It just means I'm going to have to go through some extra steps here. Extra steps could look like, all right, let's just say the bank isn't doing what you want them to do. You might have to show up a few more times. You might have to email them a few more times. You might have to call them. In the words of my grandma, she say, bug them. You're going to have to bug them for it. Now, that shouldn't always be the case, but hey, you might have to bug them for it. But that's too close to begging, for me. We're not going to do this. We're going to tell you one time and you're going to do it. That's the bottom line. Because you have to do the right thing. If it's the shoe is on the other foot and it's reversed, they're going to expect you to do it. And if you don't do it right the first time, you're not getting the money. And it just depends again on who's sitting behind the application. It could be, the agent. The listing agent, the buyer's agent. It's just it could all depend on agent. And the reason why I take these dramatic pauses here is because, of course, you want to make sure I'm not inviting any type of trouble I don't feel like dealing with at this particular moment. The point is, what has you up at the time that you're up? What is it that you're working on? Go ahead and get to work on it. If you have to go get your short walk in to get your brain to moving or get your blood to flowing, go ahead and do it. Whatever quirkiness you have to go engage in so you can get moving towards the goal, fine. But don't quit. Don't quit. It's not for you to quit. This is good. 3 o'clock in the morning, this is good because now you get to figure out, okay, all right, this didn't work. Which way am I gonna move now? Now, do I continue to pursue this? Because so on one hand, we said, okay, it could be racism. On one hand, it could be my offer was weak. On one hand, it could be, but does everybody have the cash? No. On a certain players have the cash? Yes. We don't know, but I tell you what, though, this is what I learned in the military. You're gonna collect the evidence, and you're gonna tell on them. That's the bottom line. We're gonna tell. You're gonna go to the Georgia. Well, in Georgia, you're gonna go to the Georgia Real Estate Commission or whoever's in your state. Find out who the state regulator is. They'll quit playing with you. When they hear your name, blackball you if you want to. You got a lawsuit, so you're gonna have to let them know. All right, well, you're not gonna be unfair in this situation. Now, if I lost because there's a better offer, fine. But did you at least present it? Check me now. Did you at least show them the thing? Well, I showed it to them. Well, how did you present it? With that attitude? No, ma'am. And when these things happen, like I say, then you have to get in there, get in the office, get in your mode, and figure out, okay, what's wrong? What's wrong? What did I do wrong? Consult God. Do I still need to go forward with this particular task? Do I still need to chase this particular property? Maybe not. Maybe there's another one for you. Go look for another one. Don't let it just be one. And real big piece of knowledge is, look, go to multiple lenders. Okay, homeboy at this particular bank is dragging his feet. Well, he's been dragging his feet because he probably has property. He's probably already, financially stable. Probably has a wife and kids, and he likes to eat, so he's not gonna do anything. You know what I mean? He's just gonna keep sucking air every day. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't worry about that. What I would worry about is nothing. Like I say, consult God. Ask him, what do you want me to do? And what do you want me to do? Meaning you telling him, all right, what it is you want. You just, you got to live your own life, meaning, you get up, you got to have your own desires. If you don't have any, ask him to give you some. Now, got to be careful with this, but hey, you might not like the answer. So, it'd be wise, it'd be better, for you to have your own desires, tell God what it is you want him to do for you, and, what you're going to do in return, and, leave it at that. But yeah, that's why I'm up. Real estate deal did not work out. And now I need to think how to move forward. Why? Because quitting, you're just going to stay wherever it is that you are. So there's no quitting this time. Now might have quit before, but there's no quitting this time. Why is there no quitting this time? Because you're in the last hour. You're 35, 40, 45 years old. What is there to quit for? Life is over halfway over. You only got about what? I don't know, maybe 30 years left. You have nothing else to do but go for it, whatever it is. Now people want to say, oh, well, don't be out here telling people to quit. I'm not telling you to quit your job, but I do like Steve Harvey. It depends on where you are in that. I guess that might be another conversation one day. I could better structure for you on when to quit, but I'll put it this way about that. You can't move to the next step trying to keep your foot on the last step. Try going up a pair of stairs, a flight of stairs by keeping your foot on the last step. Say, I'm going to keep my foot right here, but I'm going to go up the stairs. You cannot do it. You understand? There's a point where you're going to have to leave that last step, just like you're going to have to leave some people. Your friends want to call you and hold up your time talking about, I don't know, women or the basketball game. People still discussing sports. That's beyond me anyways. But hey, I don't want to get into random ramblings. I just want you to understand that when you're up before you're supposed to be up, or you're up after you're supposed to be asleep, then it's for a great reason. And that great reason needs to be examined, used, and executed. Something that's helped me over the years as well is getting rid of a lot of the small things. Everybody, like, again, they put terms on it. I guess people need terms to define everything, and that's fine, but they call it minimalism. Some of us, you just have too much. You become gluttonous. I'm guilty. I got a few extra pounds now. They call them dad bods, but hey, there's no excuse for this. We're about to get out here and work on it. But anyways, that's my 3 in the morning rant on why I'm up. And I'm hoping that it serves you all some purpose. Oh, well, we have a viewer on the line. If you would like to chat with me, I'm still here. I was about to go run. I know it's 3 in the morning. I don't know what you're doing, but hey, I'm over here trying to figure out why I lost a real estate deal. All right, well, he's gone. So you know what? I'm going to then.